astonishing mechanism. With senses of extreme precision and an unimaginable power of perception. Today, we embark on a journey through a living miracle, the human body. This is just one ordinary day inside an extraordinary machine. Our bodies are made of mesmerizing elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and a handful of others. Each human is composed of 100 trillion microscopic cells. And while 99.9% of these cells know their exact job, no two human bodies are alike. Cells, senses, muscles, bones, the heart, and the brain all must work in perfect harmony. To the naked eye and touch, our skin seems smooth. But under 600x magnification, it reveals a landscape of dead cells, cracked, ridged, full of bumps and pits. Each square inch of skin is home to hundreds of thousands of bacteria. Beneath the surface, new cells constantly divide and replace old ones. Miles of blood vessels carry nutrients to skin tissues. In fact, over 1/3 of the warm blood pumped by the heart flows into this vascular skin network. When skin cells overheat, they expand to release heat. More than 2 million sweat pores can release over half a gallon of fluid in just 1 hour. As these droplets evaporate, the body cools down. Deep in our skin, every one of us has the same number of pigment-producing cells, but their output differs. That's what makes some of us black, white, brown, or blonde. The more pigment these cells produce, the darker the skin. This same chemical affects the color of our sensory organs. Eyes, for example, can be blue, brown, green, or hazel. Our eyes, one of the most vital sensory organs, capture light and convert it into electrical signals so the brain can perceive the world. Light first hits the cornea, a clear layer cleaned and moistened 10 times per minute by blinking. It then passes through the dark pupil and a transparent protein-based lens. The colored muscles of the iris narrow or widen the pupil based on light intensity. Focused by the cornea and lens, light enters a jelly-like chamber and hits the retina, the back wall of the eye, just 1/100th of an inch thick. Here, over 120 million photoreceptors convert light into electrical messages for the brain. The brain, using nearly 1/3 of its power, continuously compares new visual input with what it saw just a second earlier, allowing us to perceive the world in real time. Both sides of our head sit our body's microphones, ears. But ears do more than just hear. They keep us balanced, and they tell us our position in relation to the environment at every moment. Cycling, landing, diving, and even falling. Inside, 3 fluid-filled semicircular canals act like a gyroscope. When the head moves, the fluid shifts, stimulating nerve cells and helping the brain track our head's orientation, up and down, left and right, forward and back. Our ears also channel sound waves into the skull. These waves cause the eardrum to vibrate, which then moves 3 tiny bones, each no bigger than a grain of rice. Their movement creates pressure pulses that vibrate fluid, disturbing tiny hairs and triggering nerve signals sent to the brain. Every breath, about 20,000 times a day, we draw air into our lungs through the nose and mouth. The air travels down the throat and into the trachea, which splits into 2 pathways, left and right bronchi, eventually branching into thousands of tiny tubes. Dust, smoke, and chemicals are filtered out, and clean air reaches grape-like sacs called alveoli. Each lung houses over 300 million alveoli. In less than a second, oxygen molecules pass through their cell-thin walls and into the bloodstream, ready to fuel the body's trillions of cells. During exhalation, waste gases like carbon dioxide follow the same path in reverse, leaving the body. Our noses also house 10 million olfactory cells, each with thousands of receptors. When a scent molecule binds to the right receptor, an electrical message is sent to the brain, and we smell. Every breath fuels our cells and drives the heartbeat. Over 1 gallon of blood travels a 560-kilometer path through vessels and capillaries, thanks to a 280-gram marvel called the heart. The heart, with its muscular pump, pushes fresh, oxygenated blood from the lungs into the body. Even when removed from the body, this muscle can continue beating. Its genius lies in its millions of synchronized heart cells. Once blood leaves the heart, it travels through an intricate arterial system to ever smaller vessels until it reaches the capillaries. These microscopic tubes are so narrow that red blood cells must pass through one by one. A network of 10 billion capillaries ensures oxygen reaches every organ and tissue. When the body demands more oxygen, like during eating, running, or thinking, blood flow increases to the needed area. Each drop of blood, up to 400,000 white blood cells, stand ready to fight invaders, viruses, bacteria, even cancer. But they don't always win. Sometimes rogue cells take over, as in cancer. For body energy, oxygen isn't enough. Our bodies need fuel. Food. Every bite we eat begins a journey to extract nutrients. We convert plants and animals into energy and absorb their vital chemicals. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals all come from our meals. Enzymes in saliva, aided by teeth, begin digestion. Muscles push the chewed food into the esophagus, where it travels for 5 seconds before reaching the stomach. There, it's churned into a paste and bathed in acidic fluid to break down proteins. Without protective mucus, this acid could digest the stomach itself. Most nutrient absorption happens in the 6-meter-long small intestine. Nutrients pass through its walls into the bloodstream and are then processed by the liver, the body's largest internal organ. The liver packages these nutrients into food parcels for each cell. But when we consume too much, the excess turns into fat, stored both inside and outside the body. Waste continues into the large intestine, where water is absorbed and trillions of bacteria break it down. After about 20 hours, the indigestible remainder exits the body. With energy in hand, our bodies can move, thanks to 650 muscles making up 40% of our body weight. Beneath the skin, these tissues allow motion from the soles of our feet to our fingertips. Zoom in on a muscle, and you'll see thousands of fibers containing actin and myosin proteins. Like gear teeth, they pull together to contract, then separate to relax. At each muscle's end are tough tendons that connect to bones. Our skeleton is made of 206 bones, strong enough to bear 20 times our weight, light enough to move freely, and flexible enough to absorb shocks. Inside bones, bone marrow creates 120 million oxygen-carrying red cells and 7 million immune cells every minute. Bone structure is made of collagen and calcium, a perfect combination. Without collagen, bones would shatter like glass. Without calcium, they'd bend like rubber. But motion isn't possible without joints, smart connectors that link bones. From knees to fingers, 187 joints allow movement in every direction. All these systems are intricately complex, but only one controls them all. From the moment we wake, the brain leads, protects, and defines who we are. Through vast neural highways, the brain monitors and directs every system. Chemical and electrical commands travel at 321 kilometers per hour through billions of neurons. This 1.5 kilogram organ composed mostly of water and fat, is the hub of thought, feeling, memory, desire, and reaction. In perfect symmetry and stunning coordination, all bodily systems work together. Though countless other life forms may exist in the universe, one thing is certain: nothing rivals the extraordinary human body.